Child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. You'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. Here we are, don't turn away.
All right. Welcome to the Rising Summoners Community In-Houses. Turns out we've had a huge turnout today with almost 40 people for the In-Houses, but we will be getting into our first match between two teams with interesting players on both sides. I don't know too much about these players, but I think you do. Give me a little bit of insight on these.
Hey everybody, I'm Lawmax Pieboy. I'm going to be your color caster for the night. I'm joined here by Katz, who's going to be our play-by-play. And yes, we have quite a few interesting ones here. Princess Violet actually is the one setting all this up, so she had to deal with quite a few people to get this underway. We actually have a Diamond 1 player and Knight on the blue team there, and a couple other high elo ones. Zerobi, pretty high and plat.
It will definitely be pretty fun to watch. That's going to be the Aatrox and the Braum ban from each side. Aatrox definitely just a troll ban, but Braum, very strong champion.
I think that one's actually banned specifically against Disco Functional, as that's like by far his main champion.
Xin Zhao going to get banned as well. After that previous rework, we've seen him research in the meta a little bit, but not too much. Of course, this in-houses, this is for fun. I don't believe it's ranked. Correct me if I'm wrong, but hopefully we do see some fun picks come out. Not this normal meta tank boring things.
Yeah, exactly. And with in-houses, that's very much more likely. You're getting a bunch of random people together. It's not going to be this coordinated game. It's much better to go with a little bit of that Clown Fiesta style. Look for these skirmishes around the map and just try and snowball leads and win the game like that.
Yep, that's going to be Fiora banned out on the red side. And it looks like our final ban of the first rotation for the blue side is going to be Twitch. Twitch going to go ahead and get banned out. Very, very strong champion in the meta with this Ardent Center. If you put a Janna, Soraka, Lulu, something that is there to enable the Twitch, he will pop off come late game because of that rat-tat-tat, because of that spray and pray. I changed the ulti name. Still never forget about that, but he can be a nuisance come late game.
It's funny because I never thought of it as rat-a-tat-tat. I always said spray and pray while it was rat-a-tat-tat, but now that it's changed back, I always think of it as rat-a-tat-tat.
Yeah, that's going to be Sejuani as the final ban in our first rotation on the red side. Very strong jungler, very high presence in almost every single game. And that's going to be Vayne getting locked in for the first pick. I like it.
That's a risky first pick, though. You haven't banned Kate. You haven't banned like Tristana, Callista. All these lane bullies that you just have left open to be picked into the Vayne.
Yeah, but once again, it is an in-house, so it is for fun. Just going to hop onto that Vayne. Of course, a very, very fun champion to play with that outplay potential. And if you do hit late game on Vayne, of course, you have that potential to basically 1v5 for your team. But that's going to be Ribbon, and it looked like it may be Lulu getting locked in here for the red side. And it will be. So that's Lulu going to get denied away from that Vayne. Soraka and Janna still open if they want to take that to enable that Vayne.
Taric as well. Actually, Taric has been extremely prevalent at Worlds, and I think just as much so with the Ardent changes this patch, because he does get enabled so much by also getting that Ardent proc, because he can constantly have it on the entire team.
It looks like that is going to be Shen and Orianna, most likely liked in. Orianna, a very safe, very viable pick. Hitting huge shockwaves in team fights can completely turn around a fight and just put it in your side. And it's very nice to pick here in the early and the mid game because you can just wave clear. You don't have to be too scared about kill pressure onto you when you do play Orianna. And that's good to get this Vayne into the late game.
Yeah, and we have Shen as well there. Running some interesting summoners currently. I don't know if he'll stick with them, but Teleport Smite means he's going to be all around the map. He already has his global ultimate.
Yep, and that is going to be Syndra locked in. Syndra Orianna matchup, a matchup you see very, very often, and can sway into either of their favors, either one of their favor. And we'll have to see how the matchup goes here in the middle lane.
Exactly. Syndra with a little bit of that earlier power spike, though, can affect the game. Slightly earlier than Orianna. Both of them probably going to be rushing that Liandry's second, though, to give them that extra damage spike with the magic penetration.
Yep, that Liandry's can be brutal. And that's going to be Morgana as the first ban of the second rotation on the red side. And the Caitlyn going to be taken away. Surprised that wasn't picked in an earlier rotation here from the red side to deny that away from Voiden, I believe, on that ADC spot into that Vayne. You're trying to be able to shut her down in that early game and not let her get out of it. But that will get banned away, and it'll be Rakan getting banned away by the red side as well.
That's a pretty understandable one. Pretty good Ardent sensor support, as well as the massive engage he has. Pretty much from about 1,500 units away, he can gap close and get to you and just pick somebody off because there's no way for them to get out of it.
While he was nerfed, he still is such a prevalent pick, so strong. Yeah. And that'll be Tristana getting locked in. With that Lulu behind her, it can be devastating.
Yeah, especially taking these towers in the mid game, going to be so much stronger than Vayne. Just going to be able to melt them down.
Yeah, rushing that Ardent Sensor, which we should expect to see out of the blue side here. Maybe a Tarek or a Janna, both still open on the table. That'll be Maokai, might get locked in. Expect that in the jungle, and Shen on up in the top lane.
Definitely. Maokai is still super prevalent in that top lane. Just so tanky, especially in these larger team fights where he gets to get his passive off so much. He heals so much, and he's just almost unkillable.
The final pick here from the blue side coming in any second now. Of course, we expect to be an Ardent Sensor support, but yep, there it is.
Janna.
That's going to be the Janna with that Vayne behind her, helping her get out of this laning phase, which is such a crucial thing for this Vayne to do right now.
Yeah, and the final pick here, Warwick. That's a pretty strong jungler still. I haven't seen a whole lot of him picked up by some of the pros, but I do think he is actually one of the stronger junglers, especially in terms of solo queue and something like this where you don't have coordinated teams.
Yeah, especially it looks like it may actually be a Maokai top and a Shen jungle. I'm not too sure about it yet because they still can't swap going up to those last few seconds. But if it is, that's an interesting jungle matchup. Warwick versus the Shen. I'm not too sure how it goes. You have any insight on that?
I don't even know if Shen has good early clear. I'm pretty sure he needs to get a Tiamat before he actually can start clearing the jungle efficiently, whereas Warwick's going to be able to take these camps really easy early on, sustain up no problem, and probably counter jungle if he's smart about it against Knight on the Shen. He can probably take away a couple camps, maybe even find him and get a kill onto him.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I do want to point out real quick, down in the bottom lane, the side of the blue side, Rookter and Sport, by the way. Oh, actually swapped it last second. There's the flash barrier and the flash heal coming out. Both sides are going to be bringing that. With this great Ardent Sensor meta we have, I wouldn't be surprised if either of them actually bought a Targon's Brace. It's a very, very strong item to get your support their Ardent Sensor earlier, as well as it gives you a good amount of health regeneration and a shield if you do level it up.
Yeah, and definitely I think you want to go for that Targon's Brace just because it gives you that extra gold gen as well as the extra gen for your support. Plus that shield is so useful, especially on somebody like the Vayne and Tristana where you are that primary carry. Having even just a little bit of extra in a team fight to keep you alive can mean so much. Especially against people like Syndra, Orianna, Riven, Warwick, who are going to be able to get on top of you and deal massive burst damage.
Definitely have to keep our eyes on the bottom lane in this game. Voided and Princess Violet on that Tristana and Lilu and Richter. And Sport, by the way, on that Janna and Vayne. But of course, in the middle lane, let's look at that matchup a little bit. Zero B and I forgot how to say it.
Kiyomi, I think it was, or
Kiyomi. I think it's Kiyomi. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Kiyomi. Syndra versus Orianna. This matchup, that power spike for Syndra is there a little bit earlier, but Orianna's safe early in mid game. Can be there for her to back herself up because all she has to do is clear out these waves. But of course, on the other side, Zero B on the Syndra can continue to push these waves in and look to roam, because this Warwick should have jungle pressure onto the Shen.
For sure. Orianna as well, taking that cleanse, is probably going to look for that more passive laning phase, not taking something like the heal or a barrier even, where you can use that in combat. Definitely just trying to avoid dying here, farm up, hit those power spike items, and look to impact the team fights.
Yep, definitely going to be an interesting game as we do have a minute left onto the spectator delay. Let's talk a little bit about the top lane matchup. Disco Functional and Gavin. Going to leave it at Gavin. He told me to, so I may as well. Maokai versus the Riven. Maokai, being this champion that just gets innately tanky, as long as he gets out of this early game against Riven, I see no threat from Riven at all.
No, for sure. And I think even in the early game, because of the way Riven's kit works, Maokai gets his passive proc off of the number of spells used. Riven is continuously using her Qs to trade in lane, so that's going to quickly add up, and he's going to be able to repeatedly proc the passive. Unless he can take these trades smartly and deal the proper damage to Gavin, I can't see how this is a one lane, and it'll just turn into a stalemate in the end, I believe.
Yep, but we do slowly load into this game. We've gotten all the matchups. Who do you think it's going to win? Is it going to be blue side, or is it going to be the red side?
That's a tough one. I think I overall like the blue team's comp more because I think they have a little bit safer team fight. They have the more traditional tanks in the Shen and Maokai. They have fantastic zone control with the Orianna there. Vayne scales fantastic into the late game, whereas you have a little bit more of that conditional damage on the red team. However, I think they have the potential to snowball a lot harder with the champions they've picked for themselves.
Yeah, blue side definitely feels like it has the champions that are able to snowball out of that early game. If you do get Vayne these kills, she can completely curb stomp a team, completely 1v5, 2v5 with that Janna behind you and that Ardent Sensor. But on the other side, red side, I love their comp so much. This Tristana, the goodness, the Tristana, the Syndra, the Warwick into the Shen, the matchup in the jungle is very, very good for him, as well as that Lulu right behind the Tristana, enabling her so much more than the Janna ever will, it feels like. After these few nerfs that have gone down on the Janna, I feel like red side should be able to pick up this win. The one pick I do feel is a little bit out of, was a little unexpected, is that Riven. Putting a tank in the top lane or something, to even out that mid game, I think would be a very good pick is Renekton instead of that Riven. But of course, if Riven gets ahead in that early game, that can be a curb stomp as well.
Just got to interrupt you for a second as well. Do you want to pause at 15 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We were having some issues previously where when we were playing close to it being live for us, we were getting lag during team fights and stuff. So on go, we can unpause. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Right, but it looks like we are loaded in and getting into this game on the blue side. Rather, we have Gavin on that Maokai in the top lane, Knight on the Shen in the jungle, Kiyomi on that Orianna in the mid lane, Rookter and support, by the way, on the Vayne and Janna in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and on this red team here, we have Disco Functional in the top lane on Riven, Arcana Majoris on the Warwick in the jungle, Zerobi coming in the mid lane with this Syndra, and Voiden and Princess Violet on Tristana and Lulu respectively in the bottom lane.
Yeah, looks like it's just going to be normal starts for each team. Just going for a little bit of a 5-point, little bit of a defensive invade, countering any invade that might come through. But a minute in, it doesn't look like any team is going to be looking for anything. Both junglers going to be starting their blue side, or bottom side rather.
Yeah, looking for that bottom lane leash, definitely helpful in the early game to keep you a little bit more topped up on that health, plus that quicker clear.
Minions have spawned, and it looks like junglers aren't going anywhere. They're going to stick down there. So expect a gank up in the top lane, or a little bit of action, maybe a 2v2, around 3 minutes, 30 seconds. But of course, the clear for Shen is a little bit slower, so maybe that Warwick will get there first, and they can look for that first blood onto the Maokai.
Exactly, and that is the very vulnerable spot for Maokai is this early game. When he is just low level like this, he's not going to be able to heal up very well. He's not going to be able to take trades. And if Warwick can get up there and affect it early, then he can potentially get this Riven to snowball off the first 2 levels.
Yep, and as the game does start, not too much trading, just farming up here in the top lane. Looks like that longsword and 3 potions coming up from Riven. And there it is, the broken wings. It's going to put a little bit of damage down, but that Grasp the Undying comes back. Puts a little bit more damage down.
Oh yeah, that's actually interesting. I think that's definitely the better choice there. I hadn't seen it as we were loading in. Typically, the one you'll go is Courage of the Colossus, but Grasp of the Undying definitely gives you that stronger laning presence and allows you to stay topped up in these fights.
Yeah, Zerobi going to take an aggressive trade here onto Kiyomi. Definitely a better health trade for him with that Unleashed power. Not available just yet. That's the ulti rather, but early engage here from Disco Funk, gonna get that knockup to come through. But of course, Grasp the Undying is there. You talked about it.
Yeah.
And it's actually helping so much in these trades.
Yeah, it really does sort of turn the trades in your favor, especially somebody like Maokai who gets that additional heal proc off his passive as well. They're trading the bottom lane there.
Here in the bottom lane, that bomb is gonna pop onto Rookter. Rocket Jump not available, but up in the top lane here is Shen. He has that Shadow Dash available, and it is going to connect. The taunt is there. There's one more auto attack. No, the shield is going to be there. Knight is looking for the dive, and he is going to flash forward. No!
Oh, the knockup!
Gonna turn around. That's the first blood onto the Shen. But Riven going to turn around and get that kill after a bit of a botched tower dive. But another fight here in the mid lane. Zerobi going to get that stun and a little bit more damage down. But oh my goodness, that fight up in the top lane.
Yeah, very nice turnaround there with the knockup. Going a little bit too deep there from... just trying to
Knight.
There we go. My bad. Trying to turn off chat. There we go.
Zero gonna land another stun, getting that Thunderlord's proc on the Q, and the Ignite going down. One more Q. He's gonna try and cleanse it. He cleanses the Ignite and is able to live. Very close trade from him once again. Disco functional with that kill. He has the damage. Gavin hasn't even backed yet. He's on no items, and he's going to be looking for the kill. Gavin has that flash available, though, and he should be able to escape out of this one, and he does without even having to burn that flash.
Yeah, just not able to trade quite enough. That a heal coming in. Whoa.
There's that heal. Void is continuing to trade down onto Rook there. That is going to be heal burned in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Richter trading back pretty nicely there. That is one of the things you have to be worried about, is if the Vayne does get the time to get those procs off, she can do quite a significant chunk of damage.
And the Silver Bolts doing that damage, the true damage is definitely something to be worried about. Fort, by the way, walking up a bit too far, actually getting engaged. Voidin is going to hop on forward. One more auto attack will finish off, but the heal's there. The barrier is still there from Voidin, though. One more auto attack. Maybe there's the W reset, and he gets him. Going to turn down onto Rookter. Princess Violet is there with them as well with the flash forward from Voidin. Oh, it's not going to be enough. Rookter should be able to finish this one off. Arcane Matrix is there, and so is Knight. They've met, and it's not going to matter. That's a 1-for-1 down in the bottom lane.
Yomi here, though.
There he is. He's going to get away from that ball with that blast cone.
Yeah, close fight there. Very nice with the resets from Voidin getting that kill. They do end up trading 1-for-1 in the end, though, so not as nice as we would have liked. But both these hyper carries gonna love those kills early.
Yeah, interesting build path actually from Tristana, going for that Vampiric Scepter. I believe he did have gold for a BF sword with a kill and 28 CS about 5 minutes in. He should have gold for the BF, but opts for that Vampiric Scepter, looking to go that Blade of the Ruin King build.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I can't imagine why you'd want to pick Blade of the Ruin King, potentially for the Maokai and Shen. Oh, trading in from Zero B here.
Oh, he has that unleashed power available. There it comes out. Geomi not going to be able to do anything, and he just gets ulted and died. Up here on the top lane, there's the broken wings, and he's going to be going forward. The flash still available from Gavin, so that's just going to be the ultimate down, throwing it backwards, putting a little bit more damage down, but it's not going to matter. Because Maokai, with just that tankiness, is able to live.
Yeah.
Looking back in, once again, there's the key strike. Another knockup coming through. And Gavin is, with that Grasslian dying, actually just is able to walk out of these fairly easily.
Yeah, and that outplay button there in the mid lane as well, coming in from Zero B. Getting a nice kill for himself there. Gonna start his progress towards a Morello Nomicon. It looks like he's actually forced Kiyomi to actually go for the Banshee's Veil, I believe, first, or potentially Mercury Treads.
He has picked up that Null Magic Mantle to try and negate some of that damage, but it most likely won't be enough. That's just 25 MR versus that 8E that's already coming through, that extra Doran's Ring as well, and the about 20 CS lead so far for Zero B.
And I imagine that'll only continue. The item spikes are going to come so much earlier for the Syndra, and although you have cleanse to avoid the stun, once Syndra does get a lead, it's so hard to stay alive. Her combo is just so strong.
Level 5 right now in the middle lane. And Rookter is looking for these aggressive trades, has that BF sword, and is continuing to trade that Janna shield was there, and there's the knockup on the Princess Violet, but going to be able to run out of that one. Up in the top lane again, there's the Shen ultimate, the Stand United, he's going to be going in with that switch to the advance. The taunt is available, the flash as well from Disco Functional, but it's not going to matter. Knight's going to pick up the kill with a perfectly executed Stand United into that, but up in the middle lane, bit of a trading going on as well. But perfectly executed up in the top lane.
That was very nice there. Gavin using that invulnerability to go in, or not invulnerability, untargeted to the fight here.
In the top lane, there's the knockup, but that ultimate is not available from work, only level 5. And nothing going to come out of that. Nice escape from this bottom lane.
Yeah, without that ultimate, Arcanum really can't do much. Warwick's ganks are kind of lackluster unless you can get in behind the enemy. Oh, he's actually getting his red buff stolen away as well. That's unfortunate.
Yep. Knight realizes Arcanum is down in the bottom lane, just contests that away, but actually playing a bit too far up because it is continuing to get ganked. Kiyomi might be looking for something, but there is the Unleashed power once again. The cleanse, not even going to cleanse anything. Flash, one more auto attack, finish him off. The shockwave isn't going to land, but oh, Knight has arrived. Oh, the ultimate going to miss from Arcane. Zero B taking so much damage, but the Fear on the other side of the fight. He's going to try and run. There's another ball, and Knight is chasing him down. He's actually going to be able to get out of this.
Knockback.
It looks like. And Arcanum is going to try and chase him down. Doesn't have that ultimate up, but has the speed boost. And there is the shield and the taunt. Zero B.
Oh, the taunt!
Walks up a bit too far. Knight is going to get him. Arcanum going to hop onto him, but it's not going to be enough.
That's really unfortunate there from Zero B, stepping just a little bit too far forward, and Knight knowing the range exactly to land that taunt in. Oh, Rookter.
Bottom lane, Voidin going to be going in, flashing forward onto Rookter, but there is the ultimate, the final hour. One more auto attack will finish him off. Voidin not going to finish him off, though.
Playing a risky game there, both of them. Voidin auto-attacking under the tower and taking a couple tower shots, and Rookter going back in with almost no health.
If that barrier and heal is still available in the bottom lane, as well as the wild growth from Lulu, if they do want to look for dive, but Janna has shown up, that Monsoon's available as well. And they're playing very, very aggro since Rookter is so low. Voidin just auto-attacking down support away. Not gonna be able to do too much. Disco Functional maybe getting caught out here, but no, Arcanum is there to save the day, putting a bit of damage down. As Orianna is roaming up from the middle lane, might be looking for something, but that Shockwave is available.
I think Disco Functional was actually trying to steal away the blue buff there and just about had it, but he was so low that he couldn't fight Knight to get it.
Yeah, Knight actually doing pretty well on the Shen, tied in CS with the Warwick, and 3-2-0 right now. That very nice stand united on the top lane, as well as a misplay by Zero B. Gonna give him 2 of those kills. I don't remember where the third was, but has a third one apparently.
I'm surprised that he's able to keep up in this clear, though. No Tiamat. He does just have that... Oh. Okay, never mind there.
Skirmish down bot lane, abilities missed, and they're just going to reset and go back to farming.
Yeah, even without that Tiamat, he's able to keep up in terms of clear speed with the Warwick there. Looking at the gold lead as well, he's actually 800 gold up over that Warwick.
Yeah, those kills can definitely put a huge gold lead. Giving it out, and it looks like words are not my friend today. Looks like Cinder is going to be roaming down the bot lane, maybe looking for something onto this blue side, and Voidin is looking for it. There's the stun. It's going to land. The Unleashed power is available, but not going to reach it. Just time as Arcana Major does show as well in the bottom lane. They could be looking for this first tower here in the bottom lane, and maybe turning that into an Infernal Dragon.
Exactly.
But support, by the way, is so low. There's the Stand United and the Condemn away from the Bane. A teleport coming in from Maokai as well. No teleport available from Ribbon, and so much damage going down. Arcanum is going to get the kill. No, he's not. Knight is going to get the kill, and Princess Violet is going to drop as well. The Wild Growth was available, but it wouldn't have mattered. And that's 2 kills over to the blue side. There's the rocket jump. Another stun going to land, but it's not going to matter. And that's 2 kills going over to the blue side here. And that should either be an Infernal Dragon or this first tower, depending on what they prioritize.
Definitely the Infernal Dragon in this case. You have that scaling Bane. Orianna's behind. You want to get her a little bit of extra damage. Grab that Infernal Drake. Get those stats for your team.
Yep, and here's Zero B back in the mid lane, maybe looking for something on Kiyomi. But no, just playing it respectful. Still has that cleanse and flash up, but completely out of mana. Disco Functional trying to do something, trying to do what he can. From that teleport disadvantage that he had, it was very, very well played by Gavin.
Yeah.
But he's really trying to get this first tower.
That was a really nice collapse from them, and the shield came in just in time from Knight. Baited them in pretty much as far as they could go.
One more auto attack should get that reset, I believe. No, it didn't. The ultimate, the Buster Shot is available. One auto attack and the Buster Shot would be enough to flash forward for the slow. One more auto attack, didn't even use it. And Voidin is going to get that kill.
It's Roby trying to chunk out Kiyomi again in the middle lane here. Even though he has no mana, he's just so far ahead of Kiyomi that there's no response from him. There's nothing he can really do.
That Lost Chapter is more than enough to keep him that mana there. It looks like they are going to get first tower here in the bottom lane. 2 more auto attacks. 1 more is going to get it, but Knight has arrived, and there's that rocket jump.
Nice rocket jump.
Rookter is going to pop that final hour and flash forward. Oh no, there's the Buster Shot to put him away. That was just a wasted flash from Rookter. And another knockup gonna come through. There's the unleashed power. One more auto attack would finish him off, but it's not going to. Arcana Major has arrived here in the bottom lane.
Oh, the ultimate misses.
Once again, Knight just continuing. He's going on a Princess Violet. There's the Wild Growth to save him for the time being, and Knight is continuing to run. But Jaina has arrived, and this fight does not look good for the blue team. Rookter with the first kill so far. Void just trying to run. There's the flash away. The slow turning around for Princess Violet. One more auto attack will finish her off, and it will. That's a double kill going over the Vayne. Knight continuing to chase the flash and the taunt. Knight really going for it, stretching, but Void ain't gonna pick up the kill.
Yeah, and repeatedly we're seeing Arcana Majoris come in and he's missing his ultimates. I don't think he's actually landed a single one this game, and it's costing them a lot of fights.
Voiden actually using his barrier there to save himself away from Rookter. Playing a bit too aggro there in the bottom lane while down a player and a lot of health.
Still working towards that Bork as well. Not really going to hit his item spikes. Ooh, Disco functional.
Yeah, taking that engage, but there is the Stand United, the flash away, but the Grasping Roots came out as well just in time. They're not going to look for Riven, but instead they're going to look for that tower up in the top lane. Arcana Major is taking so much damage that Condemn is available into the wall. More auto attack to finish him off, but no,
the shield!
More auto. Oh, and Rookter is going to get the kill anyways. And this might be another tower up here in the top lane. Knight gonna have to respect it for the time being, but Riven is so low, and she's just taking her jungler's red buff. Maybe not, because she might die on the other side of it. Oh,
so close.
To the red buff, but here in the bottom lane, another fight is breaking out. 0B is going forward, but Rookter should drop here. That flash is not available from a field flash earlier in this fight. And Tristana is gonna get the kill, but on the other side of the fight, Blue, on the blue team, is gonna pick up that top tower.
Yeah, and we're seeing in this top lane as well, Maokai's starting to hit that point. He even has a Spectre's Cowl, so he has almost no armor. Actually, he has no armor here. He's gone pretty much all for MR, and even then, Riven already can't really trade against him because of this Grasp on Undying and his passive. He's just healing through the damage.
Just such an innately tanky champion. Maokai just unable, or Disco Functional just unable to kill him, and then with Knight up there in the top lane with him, he actually gets executed to the red buff on the other side of that fight. And then here we have just ZOB continuing to farm about a 15 CS lead for the mid laner, but about a 15 CS lead for the bottom laner, but also a 5-1-1 Vayne at 16 minutes into the game. That's killer.
Yeah, exactly. Shen as well being so strong means that he's going to have that extra health and levels. He's about to hit level 11 here, and that shield is going to get absolutely massive, and you can just pop that onto Vayne in a team fight, and she's going to be so hard to kill.
It looks like just a wave clear battle here in the middle lane, as we do hit what seems to be our mid-game slot. That Rift Herald is available. We have another Dragon coming up at about a minute 39. It will be another Infernal, so if the blue team does grab this, that'll be extra to add to him. A knockup is going to land on the 0B, but it's not going to matter. No follow-up from the blue side.
Yeah, trying to trade on the mid laner here, but I don't think support realizes he's the support. Taking way too much damage on the flip side there.
If he had a little bit of follow-up from his team, would have been able to do something, but he isn't able to. And it looks like Kiyomi is just going to back and just continuing out this wave clear battle in the middle lane.
And checking into the gold lead here while we're in a little bit of a lull. Mid lane up a 1.4k actually. Oh, they're looking for fight.
There's engaged. Oh, the ultimate is going to land on the Vayne. That's a 3-man shockwave coming out from Kiyomi, but it's not going to matter. There's a wild Violet to save himself for the time being. There's no one else there. There's the unleashed power. One more auto attack will finish him off, and that is a 3-4-0 in favor of the red team. Turning this around is what it looks like right now. This Vayne drops early in this fight. Such a great shockwave from Kiyomi, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah, and Arcana Majoris landing his first ultimate of the game and on the exact target he needed to, locking down that Vayne and getting the kill on her. I don't know if Knight didn't have the ultimate there, but he currently has Stand United available, so he could have used it potentially in that fight to save her, but doesn't end up doing it in the end.
He did have that Stand United up, as well as Jano really wasn't there that fight. She was off warding towards the Rift Herald, I believe. Very nice buster shot from Void to stop away that taunt. But Disco Functional is continuing to try and push out the top lane, is going to draw that teleport from Gavin, and now they're going to be moving over towards this dragon.
Yeah, and they are right across the wall from this. It's a bit risky. If Knight goes in here, I think he probably has the potential to steal it away if they try and take it.
It did take away his ADC's red buff, so we can definitely look for something. But Riven gonna go back towards the top lane. Continue to
They're
push
just
that
gonna
down.
take it. Nobody's in position now. They did actually back off of it, just instead grabbing that Rift Scuttler. So there's no way for them to get this Infernal, and that's gonna be the second one for the blue team. This is gonna be massive damage both for Orianna as she scales and Vayne, who already has quite a few items.
Yeah, that is double Infernals, and here we go. Voiding gonna be chasing down Ripster. There's a Condemn and the Stand United.
Oh,
Arcane
look at the
Matrix is gonna be
shield.
trying to chase him down. So the Stand United gonna save him, gonna get himself out of there. But on the other side, this Vayne is super low. And the red team is gonna try and push down the bottom lane.
Yeah, and that shield coming in from Knight, pretty much half the size of Richter's health bar, keeping him pretty healthy after that. No way they could really engage on him.
Support, by the way, walking up very, very far. Oh, gonna flash away from that knock up. I don't think it actually would have reached, but it's gonna flash away anyways, continuing to run away, DMing him more or less. It looks like Richter gonna roll on forward, but it's not gonna matter. And Voiden is collapsing. The entire red side has arrived. Knight is standing in the taunt. Gonna get two of them. And Arcane Matrix taking so much damage on the other side of the shockwave. There's available, and there's a wild growth. Princess Violet gonna be the first one to go down. There's the unleashed power. One more auto attack. Knight is gonna pick it up. Arcasian Matrix, the flash, twisted advance from the Maokai. One more auto attack is gonna finish it off. And that's gonna be a 3-for-0. Disco Functional, actually DCs. Not too sure if that's a rage quit or an actual disconnect.
I'm not sure, but
side.
I'm so confused by what just happened with Arcana Majoris there. He had his ultimate the entire fight, chooses not to use it, even when he could have used it on Knight to keep him off his carries, and then he just uses it to go over the wall and ends up dying anyways.
He's gonna drop, and that Baron is up 20 minutes and 21 seconds into the game. The Riven has returned, and they might be looking for this Baron. Everyone is back up though. And Shen is towards the bottom lane without his Stand United. Looks like they're just gonna back up and go back to base, spend their gold.
I think they probably could have taken this though. You do have that Vayne who has pretty significant amount of damage. You still have the Shockwave available on Orianna. I think you can take pretty much any fight there you want.
While this is true, you always gotta remember Shen wasn't even close at the time. Everybody has returned, and do you really want to force a fight without that Stand United, which has saved you so many times? You don't have the final hour. You don't have the grasping roots for the Maokai. There were just so many, variables. And, why not just wait for all your ultimates to be back up?
That is true. Definitely take the safer play when playing with people you don't know well, as you are a lot less likely to come out of a riskier trade like that ahead. Same idea in solo queue. Always take the safe play.
But now they are moving towards that Baron, which is the proper play, I do believe, with that double Infernal. You don't really want to go for the Baron. You want to just bait around it right now. Pick up that Scuttle, get that vision control, because you are the stronger team, it feels like right now. Disco Functional going to disconnect once again. Must just be having some internet issues. Hopefully he does come back and make this an even game.
Clearing the mid lane as well. There is almost no vision control from the red team there. They have 4 wards total on the map, including a Rift Scuttler. And only 1 control ward. There's 2 in people's inventory, and one of the people who has one is in base because he had disconnected a minute ago.
They are going to go back towards the Baron. It does actually get spotted. They don't think it's warded, but it is. Another ward is going to get dropped over the wall, and Voiden going to use that Buster Shot early in this fight just to push Knight away. Doesn't look like they're looking for a fight, just possibly for a steal from Arcanum. He has that ultimate over the wall, 7k, and oh no, Orianna's actually secure that Condemn into the wall, and he is going to drop no flash available to even try and get out of there. And that's going to be a 1-for-0 and the Baron for the blue team.
Close one there. Actually missed up the smite from Knight there, but Arcana Majoris didn't even get his smite off before dropping there. Just too much damage on the blue team.
That flash taunt is available for Knight if he wants to look for it. There it is. It's gonna catch Lulu. Oh my goodness, so much damage. He has that Tiamat item finished. 0B may be the next one that gets caught. Sport, by the way, gonna flash over the wall right into the Cinder, but Knight, there's the Stand United to save him, and he is going to get out a two-man shockwave. Rukter has shown up in the back line, but we're just going Vayne spotting, and he's going to drop. Support, by the way, going to try and run, but so low, Kiyomi. And support, by the way, one more auto attack to finish him off. Knight on the other side of this fight, though, he is so strong. We saw him blow up the Lulu, and Disco Functional is chasing down Kiyomi. One more auto attack will finish him off. The key strike is not going to land, and Maokai has arrived over in the middle lane. Knight is going to pop that barrier from Voidin. One more auto attack will finish him off. No, that shield is going to come through, and the rocket jump forward. He doesn't have that taunt, and over back in the bottom lane, there's the grasping roots on from Gavin. Disco Functional going to dodge him away, turn back for that fight as he knows his Warwick is coming. He knows his Tristana is coming, and there they go. That is overall a 3 for 1, I believe, in favor of the red side.
Well, they did lose the Lulu at the start of the fight there, so I would say that it is a 3 for 2. Disco Functional.
Very aggressive on the support, by the way. No idea where the rest of the team is. Orianna has arrived and might be looking for a play onto them. But no, Princess Violet's there too. Gonna speed himself out of there with that Whimsy. And Arcane and Major gonna continue to clear out these boards, and Red Buff gonna get handed over to Rukter.
Yeah, nice engage there from Knight to start the fight, but Disco Functional and Zerobi really making the hero plays there. Zerobi just soloing out the Vayne who'd gone too deep. Disco Functional getting onto the Orianna and having to blow the ultimate out of Knight. The Stand United is down and can't save Vayne anymore, so they managed to pick off the right carries and take the fight from there.
The Cloud Dragon has arrived, and the red team may be looking for it. But opting to back off, they know they are not the stronger team right now. After that very, very messy fight,
I think that
should have gone the side of the blue team.
Yeah. I think that's also a Dragon too, where you see it and it's like, we're going to have to fight for this. Well, it's a Cloud Drake, I guess we'll leave it.
Call it a cloud, call it a clown, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
It's not too contestable. But that double Infernal also giving that up, that gives them so much pressure onto this Elder Dragon coming up soon.
Yeah, and the next Dragon as well is actually going to be Infernal. The red team will have to contest that when it comes up, because you cannot let them get the triple Infernal. At that point, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, the Orianna, the Vayne, just get so much out of that, especially come that late game team fight. Vayne approaching her third item. But so much damage here. Look, Disco Functional is going to get engaged on Voidin is going to be at the board, but Princess Violet is going to get caught. There's the flash away. Wild Growth about prematurely used, but Arcane Majors may get it caught. Going to have to use that ulti to escape. So much damage coming out of Rukter here. And Gavin is going to get engaged on.
Yeah, the team just not grouped up.
Another knock-up. There's the ultimate onto Rukter, but the Redemption coming through. One more auto attack to finish off support, by the way, but the Redemption is going to be there to save him, as well as the Monsoon. Void jumping
so
out.
deep.
One more auto attack. No, he did not get the Buster shot off in time. And Arcana Majors may be looking for another fight. He doesn't have that ultimate available, but he's so fast. Riven running up, can look for it over the wall. There's the flash, and there is the
nice kill.
By the way, mic drop as well. There it is, the double kill, and they're looking for this fight. Jiomi, it's another three-man shockwave, but it's not going to matter. One more auto attack. Voidin going to get killed, but he's jumping into Knight. He's jumping into Gavin, but he's just standing there. He's been untouched this fight. There he is. He's going to rocket jump away, and he should go down. One more auto attack, or two more to proc that bomb, and he is going to use that shadow dash over the wall, but a huge fight for the red side.
Really nice turnaround there, and Disco Functional in the right position to get that flash over and take the Vayne out. It did look like it was going to be terrible for them in the end, dropping so low in front of that inhib. Arcana Majoris again using his ultimate in the wrong direction. I think if he'd engaged there, maybe they would have had the chance to take the fight right then. They are on this
inhib. What he did in fast, because what he does now definitely matters. He is going to get hit by that shadow dash and the taunt, but a huge shield coming out. Knight is going to try and kite away from this one. Voidin turning around for those auto attacks, and he is doing the damage, continuing to run. Actually cancels an auto, but he dashes.
Nice rocket jump.
There is the Wild Growth. No, if he actually went back in, it might have been a winnable fight, but Rukter is going to take that auto. There's the reset. There's the Stand United. The Buster Shot is not available. Princess Violet is going to go down. There's the taunt off the Stand United, and Knight is going to get another kill. Rukter 8-4-4 on this Vayne right now. Knight is looking for the final kill onto Arkham. There's the taunt. One more auto attack, and Rukter with 3 kills in this fight. They're going to be looking for this middle inhibitor.
Yeah, and there's no real way you can stop this. Rukter just going in deep, getting those Qs off and taking them down. Again, Zerobi.
Oh, he's going to get flashed on. He should drop here. One more auto attack. The flash auto.
That's game.
Going to pick up another one. 4 kills in this last fight. 10-4-4. and this should be the game going over the blue team. 28 minutes. And
Voiden
15
is spawning
seconds
again
in.
in 5 seconds, but they have this minion wave here. They might just be able to take it before he's up.
Riven and Lou, the last one standing, they might look for a play. Actually looking to back off. This may not be the game yet. Playing it safe, knowing they have this middle inhibitor as well as Baron coming up in 50 seconds.
Yeah, definitely taking the safer play there. I think if they'd wanted to force it, they probably could. Landing a taunt onto Voiden there surely would have spelled his death.
But of course, with Princess Violet still up, the ability for that wild growth to be there, the polymorph or whatever, they're just going to play it safe because that flash taunt is not available from that. He did use it in the last fight on his 0B. I'm going to play it slow.
Yeah, they will set up for this dragon again. Vision control still lacking for the red team, but the blue team has actually dropped some of their vision control now as well. Not looking quite as clean as they did earlier around that Baron with the control they'd had.
You look at this game, you look at the gold lead, you don't think it would be as much of a... It doesn't really feel like a stomp either, because these fights have been going both ways. Shen is actually running towards the bottom lane with this Baron coming up. There is a huge wave down there. Gavin should be down there catching this wave right now, but he's not.
He does have that Stand United coming up soon, but if they try and force before that's up, he's actually here now, so it should be okay. Disco Functional.
Wait is going to be looking from Disco Functional does have that engage. It looks like he may drop Rooker. One more auto attack. The Shockwave is only going to catch one. Arcane Major is going to try and run away, but there's the Stand United. Not the Stand United, the final hour rather. Knight going to be looking over the wall. The grasping roots, the flash, and the Monsoon 0B is going to drop, and Rookter is going to pick up another kill. That's 3 down for the red side.
They're going to be looking to end here.
The game.
And the 2 members left alive, Voiden and Princess Violet. I don't know if they have enough damage here.
Knight is trying to kite this one out. Voiden just running as much as he can, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, double super minions here. This should be the end of the game. No real way to clear out this damage.
Do what he can. The wild growth is not available. Just auto attacking, jumping in, the root, the taunt, and it's not gonna matter. Another knockup to Princess Violet. Disco Functional, the last one standing. But at 30 minutes and 45 seconds into this game, the red team, or blue team rather, is gonna pick up this win. And congratulations to them.
Yeah, very nice from them. I think the unsung hero in a number of these fights, though, was Arcana Majoris just alting the exact opposite direction of the blue team on a number of occasions there. I think if he had been willing to engage more, they probably would have been able to win more fights, maybe make it turn in their favor in the end. But it does go to blue team.
Yep. Being able to pick up that win. Not necessarily a convincing matter, but come that late game, we did talk about the Vayne being able to pop off, and they were able to execute these team fights great. And were able to win the game come that late game, picking up those 3 items.
Yes, and I'm not sure if we have more of these this evening. I will check in with Princess Violet.
Yep, and we will be right back looking for our next game.
touching, everything starts to spin, starts to spin. Baby, it all began. Taking over it all again. Hands caught, forgetting, filling the spaces thin. Don't turn back now, baby, it all began. Caught in the rush and everything starts to spin, starts to spin.
In all honesty, I knew when I first saw you that one day you'd be holding my hand. No twist of fate could separate you from me, no. We watched the fairies floating in the sky. We watched the light fade to dark outside. And I knew, yeah, I knew, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I knew. I only miss you when the sun goes down. Oh, your voice is my favorite sound. Swaying like the palm trees, you and me were poetry. Painting stories with our lips. You're like a wave washing over me, pulling me underneath, sinking slowly. You're like a wave washing over me. I'll stay underneath, drifting slowly. Foreign feelings that I can't ignore. Oh, I never felt like this before. What's a king without a queen? You could be my everything. Can't you see? You're like a wave washing over me, pulling me underneath, sinking slowly. You're like a wave washing over me. I'll stay underneath, drifting slowly.
to the new frontier. It's my anthem, it's my anthem. Maybe someday when I look back on this ride, top of the world, we're finally living a lie. Taking it in, 'cause life never says twice. Pour me a drink, looks like we finally arrived. Spotlight coming down like a hammer, hot sweat getting on all the danger. Can't quit
as it slips. Born with the sound of the beat that's in your soul. Just let the music take control.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back. We are finally ready here for this final game.
Going to be our final game of the night. As Sejuani, of course, is going to go and get banned. Of course, before we get into Cats, I'll be your play-by-play for tonight. And on the other side of the desk, we have...
I'm Labax Pieboy here, going to be your color cast for the evening, and because it cut out on Discord, you are cast.
Yeah, Cats, whatever you want to call
Cats,
it. But here we
you
go.
know.
Getting into the game.
I'm too
That's gonna
tired
be
for
the
this.
Sejuani and the Zaya getting banned out on this first rotation for both sides. Of course, very, very strong champions. We see Zaya, just a disgusting champion, actually, honestly, right now. I think she's one of the most broken champions of the game. You put a Lulu behind her, you put a Jaina behind her, you put anyone with Ardent Sensor behind her, and she will pop off with that Feather Storm, with that E. You're just so much damage coming back, and that's
Yeah.
going to be Jaina as well, banned on the blue side.
Yeah, especially with Zaya, the ability to go untargetable for an ADC means you can self-heal, which is just so strong. The only ones pretty similar to that are that Tristana, which is still available. You do have Callista still up, who has the ability to kite around these team fights and somewhat peel for herself as well with the Ren stacks.
And that is going to be Ezreal and Maokai going to get banned out on this rotation. Ezreal, of course, seeing him in the jungle a lot recently, a very strong jungler, because he's able to clear these camps so quickly and get ganks off in the early game.
Exactly, and he's able to invade the jungle pretty safely. And if he finds the enemy jungle, there's nothing he can really do. He's forced off any camp or buff that he is taking because he's just able to go in there, trade, and you can't do anything against it. LeBlanc is the final ban.
Final ban. Yep, LeBlanc will be at final ban. I'm not going to look for some trickery today, as it does get banned out, and that's going to be Lulu first pick for Princess Violet in the bottom lane. Taking that away is a priority.
Yeah, definitely one of the stronger support there, especially when you ban away the Janna. The other two primary shielding support there, Lulu. Definitely a good first round pickup.
A lot of very strong things to open. Syndra open, Orianna open, Tristana. A lot of ADCs that are actually very priority as well. Kog'Maw, so many things that are available. But is that going to be the Aatrox getting locked in for Disco Functional? Yes, it will be. And that's going to be Warwick for Typhida in the jungle.
And I'm hoping we can see a little bit better Warwick gameplay here. Last game we did see a Warwick that didn't want to engage, which is not what you want to see. His ultimate heals him so much, and you got to get in there, put some damage down, heal it back up, and be that front line for your team.
That will be the Kayn getting hovered right now. I actually really like this pick. You don't see it too much in competitive, but it's very, very good to get your team snowballing, especially if you go that red form. If you go Darkin, I believe is what it's called.
Yes.
You can get this tankiness, and you can still be a frontline for your team while being able to kill these backline carries, such as Tristana that is still open, or multiple AD carries.
Yeah, the one advantage, though, to Shadow Assassin is if you are snowballing, you get that one as the first unlock. You do have the ability to completely remove someone from the other team. The amount of damage that can come out of that is absolutely disgusting. So you really do need to try and weigh your options there. Orianna picked up as well for Kioma.
Yeah, Kiyomi going to be on that Orianna. I did see him on it last game, playing that pretty nice, getting some nice shockwaves and getting his team to that victory, I believe. And that'll be Rise for C9 Shuriken in the middle lane. I kind of like this pick. You can pick that into this Orianna and possibly get this winning matchup. But of course, we're going into the second ban phase, and that'll be Tristana getting banned out. Have we not been streaming this entire time?
No, we were. I just forgot to switch the overlay. That's my bad. I realized it before I even read the chat.
Yes. All right, that's going to be Tristana and Twitch getting banned out. ADC pulls both getting pinched as they both are open. As we will get into the second pick phase momentarily.
Yeah, and I'm expecting one of the hyper carries to come out here. Kog'Maw banned away. There's not a whole lot left in that area. You still sort of have the Jinx. Kalista still available, not a hyper carry, but definitely one of those prevalent ADC picks. Still have that Vayne that we saw last game. Soraka, actually, the final ban there coming out of the blue team.
Yep, I definitely like the Soraka ban coming out, denying one of these Ardent Sensor supports. One of the few remaining is Tarek Karma, and there isn't really too many left. Kog'Maw as well going to get that ban.
Morgana has seen a little bit of play as an Ardent Sensor support at Worlds.
Definitely, but of course that is going to be the Kog'Maw ban as well, denying these hyper carries, as there isn't too many ADCs left open. Ooh. That's going to be Sona getting locked in. I like that. That's the Ardent Sensor coming through. Tarek, well, I guess actually the support's already locked in. We do have that Lulu, so that'll be Sona. I like this pick.
I like it specifically against the Kayn, actually. That's a pretty good pickup there. If you time your ultimate right, you can pretty much deny Kayn any of his engage onto the backline.
Ooh. Or either the Caitlyn or the Vayne. It will be the Vayne get done. And so that will be the Vayne with the Lulu right behind it.
Voiden did actually play against Vayne in the previous game, so I guess he saw the potential of the pick and is looking to take it for himself. But Caitlyn picked up on the other side. That's going to be hard to play against.
Yeah, the Caitlyn Sona lane will definitely be a pain to play against. That's not even a way to start it, because just Vayne's attack range is just so short compared to this Caitlyn. I'm going to have to see a Doran's Shield, maybe potions. You have to play extremely safe in this lane for a chance to get out.
Yeah, I think Relic Shield could be another good one as well. Get your Lulu to that Ardent Sensor a bit earlier, gives you a little bit more sustain in lane, plus those 3 pots.
Yeah, definitely. But of course, it looks like it's going to be Flash and Barrier, as well as Flash and Heal in the both bottom lanes. Again, this game, of course, it's a very meta thing to do now coming up. It's been just so popular, and it's really good because you have these supports that bring wind speakers, and it gives you that extra healing, as well as you want your ADC. If your ADC dies, you most likely lose these team fights, which is such a great thing for them to bring Barrier.
Exactly. And both these comps are actually scaling pretty well. The only one who doesn't really seem to scale super well is the Renekton there for the blue team. Aatrox, Warwick both scale pretty well with their damage into the late game. Ryze, pretty much known as the machine gun mage there, as soon as he starts getting items, is able to start hitting these massive power spikes and just chunking people out. So it looks like we'll probably be heading towards something that is a bit later, and for these explosive team fights.
And hopefully we do see some very good, fun team fights to watch. I love catching a good team fight, maybe a good shockwave, a sneak Baron coming out of the Ryze. Of course, that's always available. But let's go into these matchups and talk about it a little. We've already talked about bot lane a little, the Vayne and Lulu versus the Caitlyn Sona. Let's talk about middle lane. I'm not too sure how this goes. Me personally, I'm an ADC main. I know the pain that this Vayne will feel if this Caitlyn and Sona do play it correctly. But the middle lane, I'm not too sure how I understand this. I know this Orianna, of course, is able to play the mid game and able to play the early game, but how do you think Ryze will play into it?
I don't think they play into it. I think this is just going to end up being a farm lane. Potentially level 6 Orianna might end up looking for something, but both Orianna and Ryze really want to hit those crucial power spikes. They both are a little bit passive farmers. Orianna sort of known as this, you just shield up in lane, make your way through it, and then get to this team fight phase where you can dish out the massive damage with your shockwave combo. Ryze as well, so reliant on his items, so they'll probably just avoid fighting unless the junglers show up to their lane.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, this mid lane will be one to watch. If they do actually come out of the farming and look into the fighting, of course, Clint's going to be brought for that Orianna to try and get out of that route. If a gank does come through, or the Warwick Fair, or even the Sona ultimate, if it does come through, if she looks for a roam post 6. But of course, looking at the jungle matchup now, Kayn versus Warwick. Of course, Kayn does have this early pressure, but so does Warwick. And I think we'll see some interesting 2v2s up in the top lane.
Yeah, and with this jungle matchup as well, specifically with Kayn, there's a bit of a newer jungle path that was sort of brought up recently on Reddit. that I'm hoping he does. I'm not sure if he'll know about it, but what you do is you start raptors as typical, but you actually give one of your small raptors over to your mid lane, which allows them to hit level 2 on the first wave, and then you can look for an early gank in the mid lane if you want it, with you both being level 2 ahead of the Rise.
Yep, and looking into this final matchup, we have Aatrox versus Renekton. Aatrox being a champion we'd never see. I am thoroughly surprised this is picked. I definitely feel like it's a troll pick from Disco Functional, but of
Definitely
course,
not. He very much plays a lot of Aatrox, and I actually expect him probably to do well in the matchup, although Renekton does have quite a bit of that early damage, so we're going to have to look to see how that one plays out. I'm not actually sure because I'm not super familiar with how the matchup goes, as Aatrox isn't super popular, and I don't play much Renekton myself.
Yeah, of course, Renekton is there for that early and mid game, but Aatrox can look for it as well. As we do get into this loading screen, who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be the red side or is it going to be the blue side?
I'm going to personally side with the blue side here. I think they probably have the better team fighting comp. And plus, with that Vayne, as we saw in the previous game, you just get to this point where you deal so much damage, follow that up with Orianna shockwaves, and you can absolutely melt a team.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, on my side, I have to disagree with you here. I think the Caitlyn, the Rise, the Sona, they'll be able to carry this game because the pain that this Vayne will feel in the early game should be so much that she shouldn't be able to farm. She should be at least 20 CS down, personally. I think that's what should happen. And if they do play this right, but of course, there is always that potential for Voiden and Princess Violet to get out of this lane alive and carry their teams to victory.
Exactly. I would like to see some cheese potentially from one of them. They do have some early CC here. Sona does have quite a bit of burst as well, level 1. You can take W for Rise. Aatrox does have the knock-up if you're going to opt into that. So you could actually look to potentially go for an invade and pick off the Kayn or somebody else.
Yep, definitely potential if they do want to look for some early cheese here, a decent amount of crowd control to possibly look for it as we do slowly load in SKT. I always DC, going to be the last one to load in. Appropriate name, you could say, but it looks like we are going to get in.
And let's pause again at 5 seconds here just so that we can sync up.
All right.
Plus try and avoid that lag issue that has been plaguing us.
Yep, Spectator always seems to have a few problems, but we always get past them and we're able to continue out these games.
All right.
5.
Just give her a minute there to buffer somewhat. Alright, and 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty here. Renekton actually is DC'd, I believe. I mean, holding true to his name. Well, he's in the middle of the summoning platform, which makes me think that he actually is.
Ignoring that for the time being, Orianna didn't pick up a trinket, but gives her it anyways, as well as they may be looking for invade, just like you said. Vayne opting for that Dorn's Blade instead of the Dorn's Shield into this matchup, something that may hurt her into this game.
Yeah, and there's the pause. I figured it would be coming out.
We will wait for this Renekton to try and get back into this game just momentarily. There's the proper disconnect that shows us.
Hopefully should be back soon. So looking at where they are positioned on the map, it looks like they might be trying for that invade, but they do have the ward there from Kiyomi that would spot them out. Aatrox still sitting up in the top side as well, so he won't be joining them.
If those wards are going to get dropped, and looks like they may get spotted out if they look for that invade, but of course, Renekton not going to be there because he is disconnected and still sitting in that fountain. But don't think there really would be too much potential to invade either way. Starting W on Rise is not something you want to do if you actually want to go even in late.
So as Kayn here in this matchup, do you think it's worth for him to actually go and gank this bottom lane of Caitlyn Sona, as they probably will be pushed up, but that means he's pushed towards the Shadow Assassin path there?
You know, I don't know how Kane works too much, but either way, I think that your pathing and the pressure you have on the map it should be a lot more important than your certain form. But also looking at the other end, it is this Caitlyn Sona lane, which will be incredibly hard to gank. And it's not like you have too much crowd control to follow up. It's not like you have a Thresh, not like you have a Taric. You have this Vayne Lulu to follow it up. So it will be a little bit challenging to get into a gank, really, that successful one, rather, because of course you have the Flash Barrier as well, the Flash Heal, these defensive summoner spells for the red side bottom lane to get out.
Yes, exactly. So the way Kane works, though, to give you a little bit of a recap on it, the two forms, it is affected by who you damage. So if you damage a ranged champion, you're going to get some of the souls for the blue form, Shadow Assassin, or if you damage a melee champion, you will get some of the red form, which is the darkened form there. Ooh.
Looks like Renekton has reconnected, picking up those items and heading toward the top lane. 45 seconds into this game, and we will get into the action momentarily as they're all just sitting down in this bush, throwing up the C9 mastery, hoping they win at Worlds. I'm cheering for TSM. Hopefully North America does something.
Yeah, I would like at least to see them get out of groups, more than one team this year as well, rather than just the one as we saw last year.
I was really hoping they were actually gonna secure that groups or misfits win rather, and I was rather surprised when they lost to them. But can't disrespect a team like that when you do certain things. But of course, focusing on this game, looks like both junglers will be starting towards their bottom side. Kane on his Raptors may share that XP with Orianna.
Yeah, it does look like it could be a potential. Orianna is getting to lane late though, so I don't know if she'll actually stop by. Might just throw a Q over the wall.
You have to keep an eye on that, but nope, doesn't even look like she does. It just continues her way to lane. Normal starts for both junglers.
Oh, they're sitting in the bush waiting here though.
They are going to get caught out. Neo is going to take a lot of damage already. There's built over Peacemaker. Princess Violet is continuing to trade for. Voidin is walking for.
Warwick's here though.
The barrier. There's the barrier. It's going to get caught. Voidin still chasing him down. One more auto attack. The flash over the wall. The ward not going to get procced. The built over Peacemaker. One more auto attack. Voidin is going to pick up the kill and the first blood. Two flashes going down TIE Fighter as well as how to pronounce Summon's name. You're going to pick up that kill, but it's a 1-for-1 with a lot of unnecessary summoner spells getting blown.
Yeah, definitely. I can see what they were trying to go for, but you know that Warwick's starting on that bottom side, so you're gonna have to be careful, especially going that deep into the jungle. I'm not sure whether it was really worth it to get that extra Doran's Blade in this matchup. You're down a pot now as well.
Yeah, definitely going the double Doran's Blade as well is an interesting play. You could have picked up a long sword.
Raiding in the top lane.
That's the Guardian Angel. The top lane. Oh, one more auto attack. We'll finish him off. He does have very, very low health, though. The flash is available for both of them. And SKT, I always DC, just going to back off after blowing up that passive from Disco Functional.
And pretty standard pathing here out of the junglers. Warwick doing the classic full clear that he can go for.
Up in the top lane, we may see something here. Kane is looking for Disco Functional. That W is actually not going to land, but the Q, well, Disco Functional just going to jump his way out of there and escape.
Does have the teleport to get back to lane.
It's nice to mention as well that SKT, I always DC, did teleport back to lane as well, so that will be even on teleports most likely. Actually, probably won't even TP back. Actually, he does go back to that tower.
Yeah, I always DC does have, TIE Fighter, finding sometimes Jace. Nothing gonna come of it.
Just gonna use that shadow step over the wall and get on out.
I just had massive lag, I don't know if you did.
Had a little bit, haven't had too much yet.
I'm sitting at 356 right now.
Alright, pause it for a while.
Will do. Alright, paused.
Alright, say when.
3, 2, 1, go. I don't know what happened there. That was the sort of issues we were having earlier, though. I thought we had resolved it by staying a little bit further away from live.
Voiden playing pretty aggro onto Neela. There's the build over Beast Marker, a bit more damage going down auto attack after auto attack, getting those silver bolts through and just actually making that trade even because of that double Dorn Blade.
Oh, Voiden again.
Once again, does not have anything up, but has the barrier available. It's not going to matter because the Goddamn back is going to get that kill. One more auto attack wouldn't finish off the kill. Princess Violet is going very aggressive, but going to back off. But that's a 1-for-0 over in the bottom lane. Over here in the mid lane, Shuriken's going to take an aggressive trade onto Kiyomi.
And that Doran's Blade
Voiden.
actually coming through for Void in there. We'd both commented on it potentially. I was DC going in.
Ooh, yes, very nice. He's going to use... Ooh, that's a lot of damage going out from Aatrox, but sometimes Jace has arrived that flashes way out. Sometimes Jace would actually miss his W, but it's not going to matter. As Disco functional flashes anyways.
Yeah, the lack of his passive there definitely made it hard for him to try and take that fight once Kayn showed up. Yeah, and like we'd said earlier, weren't sure if the Dorns would be worth it in the bottom lane, but it does actually end up turning out for Void, and this is exactly what you want as a Vayne. You're in a losing matchup and you're getting kills early. You're going to be able to push this advantage a little bit and be able to survive that lane now. Has a Vamp Scepter and extra Doran's Blade now to just the call of Caitlyn.
The Vamp Scepter very, very good for him. Able to get that sustained into this Caitlyn and Sona poke. Which is going to be, honestly, it's been phenomenal. Shuriken taking a bit of damage here. Completely out of mana though. Opening that potion, but it's not really going to matter.
As
Kiyomi, it just continues harassing.
I believe it's what, 2% lifesteal you can get from masteries?
Yes, I believe so.
So that should be 18% lifesteal on the Vayne now as they're taking trades in the top lane.
Looks like TIE Fighter is here in the mid lane, completely out of mana though. It takes a lot of damage from Orianna with that command dissonance and attack. Just gonna turn. Oh, the shockwave from Kiyomi. Oh my goodness. Missed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was going for there. TIE Fighter a little bit too far away anyways, and he was so low on mana there that I don't think he could have got him with the combo.
Definitely don't think he actually realized the ball was on him at the time. But a bit more damage going down onto Shuriken.
Yeah, I'm surprised Shuriken hasn't recalled actually. He is now, but he's had enough mana now for tier for quite a while. The typical strategy with Rise is just to get that gold, recall, grab your tier, teleport back to lane. Ooh.
It's going Catalyst.
I don't think I've seen that build before.
Looking up in the top lane, the stun is going to land after that slice and dice from SKT. I always DC. That's quite a name to say.
Can just go with I always DC, I think. I'm pretty sure he's not quite affiliated with SKT.
He's working his way there. He'll be on SKT any day now.
DC's enough times he might make it.
Yeah, leave his enemy DCs. Anyways, back into the game. Void and Princess Violet down here in the bottom lane. They have this huge advantage, but they're not using it right now. It feels like they're looking for these options, these opportunities. Both summoner spells back up for almost both teams. Princess Violet being the only difference without that heal available.
Oh,
And another engagement. Sometimes Jace does arrive. He does have that Umbral Trespass, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but Shuriken taking a lot of damage. That ulti is available. One more auto attack will finish him off. The red buff will not finish him, as that potion will save him, and he's gonna escape out of that one using his flash.
Yeah, and that was a very nice gank out of him there. C9 Shuriken pretty low on mana, partially as a result of the tier, but he seems to be pushing quite hard in lane and trying to constantly trade.
Yeah, Voiden going aggro onto Nyak here and taking so much damage. One more auto attack will finish him off. He's flashing forward, but the heal is there. Condemned. Actually, not even going to connect into the wall. Continue to stay with
Warwick's here though.
TIE Fighter over the wall. There's the barrier. One more auto attack, and TIE Fighter is going to land that ultimate, turning it around. But the barrier and the Lulu Shield might just be too much. He's turning around into the auto attacks, but no, Nilo is going to pick up that kill, and Princess Violet is running for her life. But they're going to continue not to chase, and that's going to be a 1-for-0 over in the bottom lane.
And these are the exact sort of ultimates we were looking for from Warwick in the previous game. TIE Fighter coming in, hitting that ultimate, turning the fight around and getting a kill for his ADC. This should help to even out the lane.
Yep, Caitlyn going to pick up that kill and definitely should get her a bit of a gold lead now. Not necessarily gold lead, but gold evening as they do try and siege down this turtle little. Might catch Princess Violet here as TIE Fighter does arrive and possibly looking for this first tower, but Kane is on the way, and so is Vayne.
Kind of disagree with TIE Fighter trying to help with this turret. They don't have enough time to get it, but instead he could have taken the Infernal Dragon here. Has more than enough sustain as Warwick to grab it.
Here we go up in the top, playing Disco Functional. Double stun going through Slice and Dice to escape. I always DC. Gonna get out. This one is just continue to just be a farm lane up in the top lane.
Dragon aggroed over the wall there by sometimes Jace.
Another little skirmish up in the top lane. Not gonna turn out to be much.
Fairly slow game in comparison to what we had last time with all the ganks coming out of Knight on that Shen. Definitely looking to build a little bit more towards the late game scaling comps we have here.
They are continuing fun. Sometimes Jace is going to meet TIE Fighter here, but has Princess Violet right on behind him. Not too scared about taking that Skull Crab.
I'd like to see Jace potentially go towards this top lane a bit more. The matchup's pretty even right now between I always DC and... Oh, Disco Functional actually going in. Doesn't find much though.
Yeah, it doesn't find much, and Void is going to be going forward onto Neo. One more auto attack over Bolton, but instead going to condemn Sona into the wall, put a decent amount of damage down. Gotta remember, Sona is one of these very, very squishy supports, especially kind of early game.
Oh, Disco Functional.
DC is going to get engaged on, but there's the stun and the Shadow Step over the wall. Oh, the Guardian Angel will pick up the kill, and TIE Fighter has arrived. Going to pick up the Guardian Angel and pop it. I don't think it's going to matter, because sometimes Jace is here. He's trying to defend this turret using that Reaping Strike to clear out the wave, and that's going to be all. But over in the middle lane, we have a bit of a brawl. And in the bottom lane, Void is going forward. There's the ultimate from Sona, rather. Gonna catch Princess Violet, but the shield is enough to get him out, as well as a condemned Void and trading back into him. And the shield.
They still have the Wild Growth here.
Trade. A Wild Growth is available. Void just playing it slow, waiting for that minion wave.
Oh, sometimes Jace top again.
He is back. Oh, there is the taunt. One more auto attack, gonna fish mob. Oh, I always DC is gonna pick up the kill, making it even in kills on the top lane.
Yeah, nothing you could really do there. As soon as that passive is down, if you're that low, you're never going to survive a gank like that as Aatrox.
Surprised, Voidin isn't playing aggro as I expected. Of course, as soon as I say that, he plays aggro. Put some damage down back on the Nilo with that huge health advantage he has right now.
Yeah.
Has that Cutlass, he is going to be going forward. I don't think he has enough mana for that 90 caliber net. No, he does not. He's going to flash away from this one. Voidin could be looking for
nice stun.
The wall is going to land a stun, and a Wild Growth, the barrier and the heal going to get popped. Voidin gonna stay back.
Teleport though.
There was the teleport from Disco Functional. No telly available from iOS DC, and Voidin is gonna try and run for his life. Princess Violet has already gone down. There's the barrier. The Bilgewater Cutlass is gonna get used to slow him out a little bit, and that's a double kill going over to Disco Functional.
Very nice play from him there to TP him behind, using that minion wave there to get himself in a position where he could pick up those kills. And that's going to help him a ton in the top lane matchup that was fairly even against Renekton. Whoa!
Oh, there's the Shockwave and the Command Dissonance. Gonna pick up that kill. Nice Shockwave coming out of Kiyomi.
I don't think Shuriken expected that at all. His flash still isn't just quite up, but even then, he just didn't respect it at all.
Very nice play coming out of them as the Infernal Dragon is up. Looks like there are some pings coming around to it as Sona is looking for some vision on it, dropping that. As the bottom lane of the red team should be looking to set this up soon.
Kane's here though. Sona has to be a little bit careful. He tries to come.
TIE Fighter with some things on it. Sometimes she's starting up that red buff and completing it as Warwick, I believe, is starting this dragon. Gotta realize, note, sometimes Jace does not have smite right now. He just used it on that red buff.
And they don't,
as the blue team doesn't have vision.
Lulu has placed vision over their side now, so they know it's going down, but they're not going to choose to contest it. I think that's a bit of a misplay there.
That flash being used, he actually misses the smite, brings it down to 45 HP. But not going to matter, that smite wasn't available. Sometimes Jace as well, as Rise was there and Orianna did not have that priority in the lane.
Being so close to hitting the Spork power spike as well, just needs a couple hundred more gold to be able to buy it.
As well as the side of Caitlyn, she's working towards that static shield. It looks like or rapid fire cannon, one of the zeal items, whatever she does like. I personally like static shield. It's a very strong item, but could be going for whatever. And Warwick is
Oh,
in the middle
TIE
lane. The
Fighter.
ultimate is going to miss. TIE Fighter is going to continue to run. That shockwave is there though. There is the root. It's more damage down on Kiyomi. Not going to be enough for the kill. And that's going to be the ultimate down for TIE Fighter.
Yeah, and Rod of Ages in here first for the Rise.
Sometimes Jay's going to catch TIE Fighter out. There's the knockup, and there's the Reaping Strike. Going to pick up that kill. TIE Fighter just caught with his pants down and gonna drop.
Seems he has actually acquired Rast as well.
Give me another fight here. Sometimes it's actually taking so much damage. There's the Humble Trespass. And might just be trying to run out of here. That Shadow Step is available, but so much damage going down here in this fight. He is going to get knocked up out of it, and there's a Wild Growth. Not the Wild Growth, the Trespass rather. But that's three of them there. That's a Shockwave. Not actually going to catch. It's only going to catch one, but he's continuing to kite toward the vein. Is putting damage down. Actually, auto Ricktail 3 or 4 times there, I believe. Neo is going to flash forward. SKT DC is going to get that stun. Try and go for that slice and dice forward, but not going to catch him. Is going to roll forward, look for the kill. There's a Wild Growth, and the knockup gonna miss. One more auto attack is going to finish him off.
TIE Fighter's here, though.
To this fight, TIE Fighter, Boyden going to flash forward, but it's not going to matter. Neo is going to pick up another kill, or not even. TIE Fighter is going to take that one away. And what a clown fiesta we have on our hands.
Yeah, and death timer's so low here, plus the additional movement speed that TIE Fighter got there from people being so low, meant that he was able to get there in time to turn around the fight and make things a little bit more even there. 2k gold lead now for the red team. A lot of that gold sitting actually in the top lane, and quite a significant lead actually in the bottom lane. About 700 for the Caitlyn.
Sometimes Jay's thinking about going onto the Caitlyn, but opting not to, playing the safe route.
And the call is about to pop here for Anelio as well. As soon as that pops, he should be able to finish his static shiv, as you were saying, I'm guessing.
And should be a 6 ships. He has that Berserker's Greaves finish as well, but that Blade of the Ruin King is finished for Jay.
Are taking the Rift Herald here as well. I don't even think they suspect it's going down. There's no pings, no vision.
They have vision on that Orianna there, so maybe things are playing around bottom lane right now, but they most certainly are not, and that Rift Herald is going to get taken away by the blue team.
Yeah, and they can look to use this in the mid lane now. There's no towers down for them yet, but that would probably be the highest priority one to get down. Your side lanes aren't quite as difficult to grab.
Red buff gonna go taken by TIE Fighter once again. Just continuing to farm up 70 CS to 82 in the jungle right now, 140 to 128 in the middle lane. But of course, the most substantial lead, 87 to 113 in the bottom lane, with the lead over to Caitlyn.
Yeah. We're falling into this sort of lull here as we start to transition into the mid game. People just starting to hit item spikes, still kind of farming up. As soon as we start to see another turret or two drop, I think we'll see more team fights.
We do have a 2v2 up here in the top lane. TIE Fighter is going to get knocked up. That Humble Trespass is there, and he is going to use a Disco. Functional is trying to get that Guardian Angel passive before he goes down, but the Smite is going to finish him off. TIE Fighter with no 1v2 situation. I don't think it's going to matter. The knockout comes through, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 up in the top lane for the blue team.
Yeah, that massive healing there for Sometimes Jace coming super strong for him. Able to take that fight and just barely survive in the end. They're actually going to look for this top lane turret on top of that.
Caitlyn is roaming up. I don't think there's much she can do, but might be like for anyways, has Sona right on behind her. Voidin is here in the middle lane, taking a bit of damage from Shuriken.
I don't know about you, but personally as Caitlyn, I don't think I'd like to take that 1v4.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good 1v4 to take, personally. But hey man, I'm not Challenger, I'm only Diamond. Oh no. Call me Hardstuck if you will.
Call is finished there for the Caitlyn as well, so on this recall should get decent purchase. Actually only sitting on 630 after the purchase of that static shiv.
Yeah, and there comes the teleport from Sion Shuriken, trying to clear that way, trying to save that middle tower as the rest of his team is arriving.
Yeah, Caitlyn as well does have a little bit more of that wave clear now with the static shiv. Should be able to keep this tower safe. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds as well. There's no vision control around the objective though.
And Caitlyn just looking for this mid lane priority right now.
That
Putting a bit
headshot.
of damage down on the tower. That headshot doing a bit of damage, but Disco Functional trying to escape from Jace. And I always DC. They might be looking for a tower dive here. But on the other side of this map, Void is taking so much damage from Nilo.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going to try and dive an Aatrox that has his passive up. Trying to get under there, and then he just ends up reviving. Can easily spell death for you. Nelio.
Nelio putting so much damage down. Warwick has showed up, but the shock bait is available. He's playing very
nice
disrespectful.
flash.
There's the flash. What the hell was that? Zone ultimate.
Yeah, that was an
Nelo's
interesting
gonna
one.
continue to farm up this wave and just look for this tower.
I think it was more panic than anything else. Might have gone to use the heal there as it is on F, and then ended up hitting the ultimate by accident.
Oh, Shuriken almost gonna get the kill. SDC, I always DC as shows up. There's the flash. The heal coming through for that speed boost, but the stun is there. One more auto attack will finish him off. The barrier being propped. Void taking a bit of damage.
Ace in the hole coming through.
Despite the rip is there. Sometimes Jace has arrived, and Nilo's trying to kite this one out. The humble trespass is there, but Aatrox gets polymorphed, so it doesn't even matter. There's another trap. Oh, sometimes Jace is gonna get that ultimate. He's turning around. Nilo, no, you're gonna drop, and TIE Fighter has arrived, but there's not much he can do. He's got the 1v4. Oh, he's actually gonna get the kill, but the Rift Herald has spawned. Look, but he's very, very low in mana. There's the polymorph, and there's another kill going over him. The slice and dice, and the double kill going over to iOS DC.
This might be an inhib tower at the very least here. Still 9 seconds on the next person up, which is C9 Shuriken. Does have his ultimate to get closer though.
And it should definitely be at least the tower. Princess Violet should be there with those shields. No heal, but that should at least be the tower. Sometimes Jace and Princess Violet could both be looking for that, but 3 of them are up, and they're just going to opt to back off. Smart play, and well played by the blue team.
Yeah, and they do get quite a significant gold swing off of that. Now actually up 3k when it was about even before that. Gonna have to recall here and spend quite a bit of gold. Actually 2.8k on the Renekton, another 2.2k on the Lulu. That'll be pretty massive for them.
I don't know if that's just me, but I think Caitlyn has... Yeah, she does. She has the Elixir of Wrath very early into this game.
Yeah, she's still sitting on that call as well. I'm not sure why she hasn't sold it yet. I guess there's nothing worth buying for her.
Most like, you usually don't want to sell your goal unless it's just wasting an extra spot, so it's nice to hold on.
Looking at her gold currently, I think if she'd sold it, she could have actually bought the Cloak of Agility there and gotten that extra crit chance.
Definitely, of course, a bit of a mistake, but of course, going for the Elixir of Wrath very early into this game is just definitely interesting, is one way to put it.
Yeah, especially with such low crit chance. I don't think it's necessarily effective. Maybe if you did have the IE at this point, you could consider it. But before then, I can't see it. Posturing on
Caitlyn is
Baron.
bottom lane, so they are opting to start this Baron. It will be a 5v4. If a fight does start out, Caitlyn backing and trying to get the Baron as soon as you can, but it's already dropped down to 6,000 HP. Aatrox and Rise coming around on the side, 4,000 HP, and they're trying to turn for a fight. There's the Sona ultimate, and so much knockups coming through. There's another knockup. No, the flash away from C9 Shuriken.
Oh, Voiden.
Very low on the other side of this fight as TIE Fighter is looking for an engage. There is some damage going down, but a 3-man reaping strike coming through. So much damage. Caitlyn has arrived to the fight, and it's not going to matter though. She's continuing to try and kite out. There's the Umbral Trespass, and Vayne kiting on the other side of this fight. One more auto attack. One more Disco Functional is going to get his passive procced, and Void is so low. There is the knockup. One more auto attack. Giomi is going to live, and Voiden has it. Sometimes Jace as well, and that's going to be the ace for the blue team.
And the combo of sometimes Jace and I always DC just so much stronger than Disco Functional and TIE Fight at this current time. They get onto that backline. There's nothing they can do about it. C9 Shuriken drops right near the start there, and then the rest of them just fall as well. Nothing they can do once they don't have that CC. Kill me?
Yomi gonna drop to the Baron. Sometimes Jace almost going down as well, but
I was almost expecting Voiden to walk away there. He goes for the last auto and ends up dying, and they don't get the Baron.
definitely an interesting one.
Emphasis on the first part of that word there.
Anyways, as we do get into this game, that will be the Baron going over to the blue team. Caitlyn's going to try and pick up this red buff, try and get that true damage over time, as well as that slow to try and maybe save herself from this sometimes Jace and I always DC on this Renekton. And Kane just absolutely devastating right now.
And there's a huge minion wave in the bottom lane here. There's nobody else to pick it up other than Renekton. If he stays down here and pushes that into the turret, the Baron buff alone will mean he could take it, but opts to back off instead, questionably.
I mean, Nilo has arrived, and Nayaki Soba, I want to go with that. Nayaki Soba has arrived. That's going to be Elixir of Wrath for Voiden as well. Very early, just waste of 500 gold. It feels like, of course, it can turn a single team fight, but you aren't this far into a game where it really matters. Fighter might be getting caught out here.
Oh,
and
that massive shockwave.
Me, doing so much damage, and that's 2 kills going over Voiding, gonna catch him on the other side of this fight. There's a flash away, and the flash forward.
Stun.
He's actually gonna get caught, but Neo should be looking for it to condemn. Oh, he does condemn into the wall, but it doesn't even matter, and that's gonna be the kill. Sometimes Jace just
Kane and Renekton are here, though.
It is, and he has arrived. Former auto attack will finish him off. There's no flash.
Oh.
Flash away. Oh, sometimes I always DC is gonna pick that kill up as well, and that's gonna be the middle inhibitor going over to the blue team.
Almost BM out of I always DC there, flashing over the wall, saying, "No, you're not getting away from me." Picks up that kill, and they're gonna try and push for the end here.
2 seconds. Oh, he's gonna actually get the stun. It's not gonna matter. 2 seconds on that Warwick. Actually, he hits up, and he's. The wild growth is there. Sometimes Jace continually looks for it, and that's a double knockup coming through. And looking for Disco Functional is gonna get that passive proc. Is reviving, but
nice
it's not
timing.
gonna matter. Kill me. It's gonna pick up another kill. Rise has returned, but the return of the Rise is not gonna be strong enough as he's sitting AFK at base. He knows this game is over. Miyoki trying to do what she can, but it's not gonna matter. Caitlyn has arrived, just gonna throw down those auto attacks. But Boreon is so strong. There's the flash, there's the shockwave, and there's another kill. 26 minutes and 7 seconds in this game, 27 kills to 13, and that will be the blue team picking up the win.
Yeah, very nice game out of them. Definitely the MVP there. Sometimes Jace 5-0 and 15 at the end of that game, doing so much damage and so much work, getting to the backline and repeatedly shutting down the carries of the red team.
Definitely a great team coming out of the blue side. Sometimes I always DC, we saw a little iffy up in the top lane, getting shoved in consistently by that Aatrox, but sometimes Jace able to come up there, able to give him that lead, and being this massive nuance to the backline of Nilo and Nayaki Soba on that Caitlyn and Sona, just not allowing them to do anything, while Voiden and Kiyomi were able just to pop off and do so much damage.
Yeah, looking at the damage numbers as well, the only 2 people to crack 10k damage on the red team were Aatrox and Caitlyn, both sitting at about 16k. But there were 4 people at 16k or higher on the blue team there.
Yeah, damage just completely substantial that game. But it looks like that'll be it for us. Thank you guys for tuning in to these in-houses. I was Katz, your play-by-playcaster for tonight.
And I've been Lombax Pieboy. If you want to find me, you can check me on Twitter at Lombax_Pieboy. We will be back, I believe, for in-houses potentially Thursday or Friday. Still got to decide on that one. You can see on the Discord there if I can find the link to drop it in the chat. That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Have a good night.